Welcome back. Let's try and get this post request to work that we couldn't get in the previous video. Now, in order for us to test something more than just get, well, we can use the terminal, but there's a really nice tool that allows us to make these requests to a server and see what we get back. And it's called Postman. If you go to www.getpostman.com, it is one of the best tools if you're ever working with the server. It's free and you can download it for your operating system. Just simply click on whichever one you want, sign up, and once it's loaded, then you can open it up and you'll have something like this. And don't worry, it's very, very simple to use. We simply have here the requests that we want to get, and you'll see a few that you've never seen before, and don't worry about them. These are very, very rarely used. We see the ones that we care about: delete, put, post, get, right there. And you simply enter the URL that you want to have this running on. So in our example, let's do npm start again. And while the server is running, let's just go to profile, get profile. And then in here, we want to say local host 3000, that's the port that we gave it. And we'll say profile. So we want to do a get request over here. If I click send, I get getting profile. It gives me the headers and the body, which is great. But now because we have this tool, we can also do a post request. So let's say that we are no longer sending the user. We want to send a response. And from this response, we want to return whatever user that we submit to profile. So let's start off here first. We're going to change this to a post. And with a post, remember that we can actually add things to the body. And you see over here that there's a couple of options. Form data, the XWWW form on URL encoded. We have raw, and then binary. Now, don't let this scare you. These two are forms through HTML. If you usually do an HTML form tag and do a get or a post request, you can just click on this and you can see here key value. So I can say name equals Andre. And now when I send this, I get Sally and soccer. Well, because, I haven't saved this yet. Let's go back to what we had before and send that again. We see that the post request is working. And if I want to access this information, I simply do request.body. But let's see if this works. If I click send, I get undefined. And that is because Express only gives you a little bit. You still need a few packages if you want this to work. If you ever want to access request.body, well, you need to use a middleware. And the middleware that we want is called body parser. And you'll use it in most Express servers, so you'll just get used to it. It's npm install body parser. And now this body parser, what it's going to do is it's going to grab whatever information we receive and parse it, just like JSON or forms, into something that we can use. In order to actually use it, well, we know how a middleware works. We simply at the top say app.use, and body parser will come with a body parser that will just require with the package that we just installed. In app.use, we simply do body parser dot URL encoded which is how we're able to get this. And we just have to pass it a parameter extended to false. Let's try that again. I'm going to save. I'm going to npm start. If we go back and send again, we see that, there you go, it's working. Name is Andre because we've sent our key value with form data. So if you're building a server for a form that gets submitted, you'll use this. But as you know, there's also JSON that we can use. And the way we use JSON is we click on raw, and in here, we can send whichever things we want. In our case, it's going to be JSON. And with JSON, we can now say what we want to send. And if we ever do any wrong syntax, it'll tell us that this is wrong JSON. But let's just say for the profile, I want to add a new user. And this user will be called, remember double quotes here. We'll have user, and this user will be called Jenny. And Jenny will have a hobby of tennis. Everything looks fine. That's JSON. If I now send this, I get an empty object. Again, because we've only told it to parse URL encoded, body parser needs to also know about JSON. Again, in order to do that, we say app.use body parser.json. If we save that and send again, look at that. We have user, Jenny, hobby, tennis. So now we can add that user by maybe adding it to our database and then sending a response, success. Let's try that again. We get a response, success, that we've posted Jenny tennis. In this way, we can also do put, which is very similar. We just send the data, but put is used for updating if we want to update perhaps Jenny to have a different hobby, and delete to delete maybe the user. Something that we'll get into the next video. But as you can see, Postman is great. It's a great way to test out your server before you connect it to your front end. Something that we'll definitely do in this course in our final project. Very cool. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.